Imagine standing on the edge of a precipice where your entire life's work is distilled into a single, devastating heartbeat. Isaiya Katoa, the young prodigy usually defined by his unshakable composure and tactical brilliance, is currently a ghost of himself on the world stage. The stadium lights aren't illuminating a hero, they are exposing a raw, jagged wound in the soul of a warrior. He isn't just shedding tears, he is convulsing under the weight of a silence so heavy it threatens to swallow the arena whole. This isn't the highlight reel you were promised. This is the moment the mask slipped, revealing the terrifying cost of professional expectation. Stay tuned because what happened just seconds before he broke down will change everything you thought you knew about the grit of the NRL. Subscribe to all sports updates. For the full story, the air in the room vanished the moment Katoa reached for the microphone, his hands trembling with a rhythmic instability that mirrored the chaos in his chest. For years, we have viewed these athletes as ironclad gladiators, machines fueled by adrenaline and tactical playbooks, but as the first sob escaped his throat, the illusion shattered into a million pieces. It wasn't about a lost game or a missed conversion, it was the sudden, violent realization of a dream turning into a nightmare in front of millions. The camera zoomed in, capturing the salt of his tears carving paths through the sweat on his face, creating a visual symphony of pure, unadulterated agony. The audience, once a roaring sea of critics and fans, fell into a vacuum of shock, witnessing a level of vulnerability that felt almost illegal to watch. It was a visceral reminder that beneath the jersey lies a human being struggling to breathe under the crushing depth of a nation's hopes. All Sports Updates is where we dive deeper into these raw moments. As he stood there, gasping for air between waves of sorrow, a teammate stepped forward not to offer a strategic correction, but to physically hold him together as he threatened to collapse into the floorboards. This wasn't a scripted drama, it was the spontaneous combustion of a young man's spirit under the heat of relentless scrutiny. The silence in the auditorium was deafening, punctuated only by the sharp, ragged intake of Katoa's breath as he tried to find the words that simply didn't exist for this level of pain. We often talk about the glory of the win, but we rarely discuss the psychological toll of the journey, the hidden scars that bleed out when the pressure finally exceeds the capacity of the vessel. This moment of surprise, seeing the league's most promising Iceman completely melt away, has sent shockwaves through the sporting community, forcing a massive re-evaluation of how we support our stars when the lights are at their brightest. The legacy of Isaiya Katoa will no longer be defined solely by his footwork or his vision on the field, but by the courage it took to bleed emotionally in a world that demands stoicism. Those heavy tears on that stage have become a beacon, a signal fire that it is okay to be broken even when you are supposed to be unbeatable. As the footage continues to circulate, the conversation has shifted from stats and scores to the fundamental humanity of the game. He walked off that stage a different man than he walked on, and we are left picking up the pieces of our own perceptions. The image of his head buried in his hands will linger long after the season ends, serving as a haunting testament to the passion that drives the sport we love. This is the reality of the grind, the beautiful and terrible truth of the athlete's life. Thanks for watching, and for more updates on the heart of the game, make sure you follow All Sports Updates. Would you like me to adjust the tone to be even more dramatic, or perhaps focus more on the specific event that triggered his reaction?